the presidency, public confidence is absolutely necessary because however thoroughly you do the job of the investigation, if the public is not convinced and they believe that the agency that did it was somehow under some influence, then honestly, the political and ethical and the legal purpose is not served. You see, ideally, if things were working well, the National Assembly can handle this matter. It can conduct a public inquiry, which is actually better than the ICPC secret investigation. Why not call all these officials? You who gave the waiver, you come and testify publicly before
on camera.
On camera with televisions showing. How did you give the waiver? Did you ask because there is a presidential ban? Did you call State House and get clearance before you allow him to, you, CBN and others that opened accounts, who gave you SGF's office that allocated this office? All these people should testify before, but unfortunately right now, the National Assembly does not have the credibility to do that. In fact, they pointedly said that they will not do the investigation because the presidency has asked ICPC to handle. Now, the problem with the ICPC, as you said, is statutory, it is its work. But when the presidency has already come to a conclusion, its public statements have cleared the chief of staff and said that it is this Adeyemi.
That rather undermines the investigation,
exactly. That is why, if, for example, ICPC were to come with the same conclusion, people will say, what do you expect? Because the presidency had already said. And the police have now captured this man and arraigned him, even though they did that several months ago.
So that is presuming his guilt.
Why not wait if ICPC has only 1 month to conclude its investigation?
Before you then proceed.
Before you decide who is there to prosecute. But when you grab the man now, he is already in detention and you have really jeopardized the investigation.
Hello, everyone. So we're seeing the whole Adeyemi issue and the fact that court has ordered his arrest. I think he has even been arrested and all of that from some of the reports we've been saying. And when the first time I heard it, what I said was that, well, another person will be used as the scapegoat. That's just what this is all about. A whole lot of criminality is happening in that whole administration. And this is just, like I said in one of my videos, if there was not a fallout in sharing formula, I wouldn't have heard of this. How many other fake agencies do we have? And you heard Jega there talking about the fact that, okay, it's one thing for you to fake, to fake letter of appointment, right? Okay, people can do it and say, oh, they've been made this and that, forward. But not only did he fake letter of appointment, according to them, he was able to get an office. This thing was in the budget. Monies were sent in. Account was opened at CBN. All of that. How are you going to fake all of these things around? Criminality is going on. That's what just this exposes. And if we had a government that was a honest, truthful government, if we had a government that was legitimate, that was patriotic, that had integrity, that had character, what would happen would have been a forensic analysis. Forensic, what do they call it? Accounting, whatever they call that thing, from top to bottom and bottom back to top. Checking everything and ensuring that everything that is there, what other ministries do we have that are fake? What other people do we have that are fake? You're talking about, oh, this is fake. How did they even get to employ 300 people, 10 directors? What happened to all those people? You had a job once, you didn't have a job again. Federal government, were they not paying salaries? There's so much to this, and the way they're just hurriedly doing everything to just shove everything down, and like someone said, on one hand, Tinubu came out to say that there should be an investigation. On another hand, the same Tinubu says he's confident in his chief of staff. Your chief of staff is the person who is at the center of this whole thing. How are you ordering for an investigation, and then you are telling the investigators, not only with body language, but also with your words, that, oh, this man, you support what you are confident in him, he's not going to be there. And you know, the investigators, you have investigators that don't have liver. What kind of liver will you even have? Because in Nigeria, if you have liver, you're bound to lose something. You're bound to be paying the price. No, but you're bound to be the one suffering alone. So most people don't even want to have liver. You understand? They just want to just be there just like that. And so, it's just so crazy, honestly, when you think about all of these things going on and the criminality. And as it is, let me tell every one of us, this Nigeria has what it takes to be a great country. All this suffering that you people are suffering, all of us are suffering. We are not supposed to be suffering it. It's because we refuse to do the right thing. We refuse to do the needful. That's why we are suffering it. If you don't do what you have to do, then you will not be able to do what you want to do. You understand? So we want to enjoy, but we've not done what we have to do to enjoy. So that's why we are not seeing, that enjoyment. Otherwise, there is no big deal in anything. In the last few days, I've traveled from Nairobi to Kigali to London to Milton Keynes to Cardiff, back to London, and I'm on my way to what's the name of this town, man? Say Tirana. You understand, Albania. And if you go all throughout, you see things where people there's this Kenya has its own dysfunctionality, but you see things where people are just this leadership is not rocket science. It's not big deal. As yesterday, I was using the London Underground and all of that. All I sat down and I was thinking of Abuja. I said, let's even take out the Underground. It's going to take a lot of money, a lot of time. You don't have it. But let's even take the further. If you put a good train network system in Abuja, many people will not have problems in terms of transportation. Let's even start with Abuja. In terms of transportation, so if you are able to, how do I put it? For example, we went from Milton Keynes to London, right? It's about 30 minutes train drive. Someone can stay in Milton Keynes and they're working in London. Someone can stay in Kaduna and be working in Abuja. Someone can be in Lokoja and work in Abuja. Someone can be in Nasarawa, Suleja, all of those places. Apart from that, there are so many other places that can be developed so that people who are working don't necessarily have to be within the town of Abuja. You are outside. When I said in Washington D.C., it was very easy for me to Tacoma. I think at one time I was living in Tacoma. The other time I can't remember where I stayed in now. I'm very poor with names. And then I could just and the transportation was cheap. I could just buy this thing, go down to town, because where that Pennsylvania, near White House was where I did where I was doing my fellowship, and so my office was there. And it was something that you could easily move. And I was traveling out, I was just thinking about Abuja. The moment you put that transport system, good transport system, you relieve the issue of housing. Because even most of the people that squat, that stay in all these shanty places within Abuja, it's because transportation is too expensive. You make it cheap, you make it very affordable. It is then people can stay a bit further away and be able to come into Abuja and do a lot of things. And you can replicate this all over the country. What then do you want? Many people don't want too much. They just want basic things, good living places they can be in. But yet, thank you for watching.